I do not know how long this video is going to be because it's my first time ever making something like this. So, welcome in. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys a thing about Palakus, something that will make your runs far easier. If you're struggling to get a good clear time, I guarantee you, if you have no clue about the thumbnail or the title, then this will help to improve your runs drastically. Your clear times will see an improvement if you use what I'm talking about here. What are we talking about today? We're just talking about wall combos. Wall combos. What is a wall combo? I think it's pretty straightforward, but why are they useful, how to use them, and what ways can you use them in the game? Wall combos are simple. Of course, there are situations within the game, even within single target enemies, in which you are performing certain techniques or attacks, and sometimes you can drag them out of a certain animation, whether it be Bernice's fire that's being laid down, and you end up dragging them out due to some other motion, whether it be Piper's or somebody else. Sometimes the game can lock them down so that they don't move, but every now and then you will see your enemy fall out of the combo in some way, or yourself lose damage due to the hit only hitting the tail end of the actual strikes or attacks. Wall combos help to prevent that, right? By using wall tech, you can actually ensure that all hits hit on the mark. That's what wall is really useful for. But how do we use it against Palakus, right? Or the Palakuses, the Palakai. How do we use it against the Palakai? It gets a little bit more nuanced when we're talking about the Palakai because there are some coding things at play. One of the coding things you will notice, if we're just initiating the fight and we want to potentially even just think about, hey, I want to use the wall in this fight. A simple thing you can do when fighting the Palakai is to just target the rear. A coding thing within the Palakai's strategy is just that if the player is attacking the point, the other Palakus takes up the rear position and teleports behind them in the direction of the fight or the camera. Typically, your camera will always face in the direction in whichever you're fighting and take up your back position. It will always autocorrect towards the enemy. So just keep in mind, whichever way you're looking, that's where the rear position Palakus is going to teleport. With that in mind, this works even if you decide to switch targets. If you end up targeting the rear, all of a sudden, the old point will now take up the rear position since that one is now fighting you up close. And they will teleport behind you. You can repeat this motion until the fight eventually reaches the wall. You can actually drag the fight to the wall mid-fight. But once one Palakus reaches the wall, you will see the next one that teleports into the rear position, their spawn point will overlap and you will be able to initiate your wall combos from there. From there, the wall tech has already been achieved. You guys have done it. You have unlocked the cheat code. Just spam attacks and loop, whether these stuns or anomalies, to keep the opponent locked down where you want them. But is there any more nuance? There is more code to actually be exploited in Palakus. Say you wanted to initiate the wall strategy immediately, right? You didn't want to have to do the repeat target the rear motion every single time. What can you do? Well, actually at the start of the fight, you can head straight towards the corner. Palakus has two initial actions depending on the fight. If you engage with them immediately, they would take up the strategy of point and rear as we explained before. But if you run away from them immediately at the start of the fight, they will immediately initiate the double teleport strike and do their triple slash and eventually meet the player wherever the player is. So you can actually drag them to the corner. This is why you will see people who are doing runs on the internet start the fight by initially running towards the corner first. It initiates the wall strategy immediately. So the thing about Palakus is with this wall strategy, this means you actually don't need any grouping on your team whatsoever. You don't need any grouping to actually get these two to overlap on top of each other and get them grouped up. You can implement this strategy with any team, and I mean any team. And once they're on the wall, you can loop them with any guns or anomaly pops that you see fit. This works as well for single target teams as much as it does any team with a massive amount of AoE or wide sweeping attacks, such as Yishuan or, Miyabi. And that's pretty much it. That is the wall tech. That is the cheat code. From there, you can go ahead and use it and I guarantee you, if you have not been using this wall strategy, this wall combo, you will see a drastic increase in your performance in these runs. Trust me, it will work. Hopefully this was informative for some players who typically don't dive into the deeper mechanics of this high level play. This really isn't high level, but I do think it is a worthwhile aspect of this fight, especially to have in mind when playing, because it's an essential one and it drastically changes the feeling of the fight. So, good luck. Have fun on your Palakus runs. Share this with anyone who needs the information to cheat. And that's all. I guess I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, and subscribe on the video if you enjoyed it or if you found this information helpful. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.